Welcome to Shape the Podcast, a podcast all about maintaining mental health by sharing stories from those who have overcome negative experiences and feelings, then turned them into something positive. Meet your host.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Caught me glass up.
Well, you know what? Just because you got caught glass up, I did not. So, what's up, everybody? Yes, thank you. What's going on, sir?
My man?
Oh, man.
Not much.
Another day in the life of Shape the Podcast. It's been a week.
Yeah.
Heck, it's been a good 2 weeks, all right? Let's just put it that way. I thought work would be slow right now, because outside temperatures, dig weather, during dig season, it's balls to the wall. But you would think it would slow down in the wintertime. Nope.
Got to bury them bodies.
Oh, yeah. They're burying bodies, all right. No, they're not burying bodies, everybody. I locate fiber and electric and cable. And right now, the city is bustling with...
Locate fiber.
Yes, with fiber drops. So, yes. For those of you who are listening to this, Jason did use air quotation marks, which
yes.
By the way,
so why is that important?
People don't know we're on Apple Podcasts now.
Yes, sirree, we are.
Thanks.
We're not going to upload our entire. Yes, thanks to me. I'll take the gratuitous thanks. We're not going to upload every past episode because there's 2+ years worth of them and it's too much. So we have uploaded a few select ones. So please, if you're listening to this, head on over to Apple Podcasts. You'll be able to listen to us and download the episodes and listen to them as they come out. You can still only listen to them live, though, on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. So don't forget to go to the YouTube and the Facebook and like and follow and subscribe to the show.
Which
that being said, Kyle.
Yes.
We hit 100.
We did, yes. I got that.
We did hit 100 today.
Yeah, we hit 100 subscribers over on YouTube. It has been 2 years in the making. We finally did it. I guess some poor sap felt sorry for us and decided to give us that 100 subscribe. But and it just so happens that we hit it right after you posted that short on YouTube.
Yes.
Which for those people who are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, if you go over to YouTube, just type in Shape the Podcast, the number 4 and then the letter U. And that's how you can find us on YouTube. But then if you want to find us on Facebook, just type in Shape the Podcast. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm. And for those that are new and those that have just found us, why don't you tell them what SHAPE stands for?
All right. So back when I started this podcast a little bit over 2 years ago, I was trying to figure out a name. And, I wanted something that people would remember, and not just it be, it's a podcast about mental health. So I made it into an acronym. So what SHAPE stands for is sharing hope and positive energy. Okay. What we try to do here on the podcast is we try to showcase individuals who have been through those mental health struggles, and had some negative experiences, but yet what they are doing in their lives is they are making their lives better for not only them, but for those who are in their lives. Now, yes, some of our podcasts, our guests are still going through those struggles, and that's okay because that's what this podcast is all about. It's all about letting people know that you're not afraid to speak out about what you're going through, nor are you alone in your journeys. So, I want this podcast to reach as many people as possible and to just let them know that it's okay to speak up about whatever you're going through in life.
It's okay to not be okay.
That's right, sir. Because you matter, and so does everybody else. So
Yep.
why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest tonight to the masses, since you are you're in the driver's seat tonight, by the way.
I'm in the comfy seat tonight. Look at this.
So
I'm gonna rock myself to sleep is what I'm gonna do.
We should really just go ahead and put this out there, because this is going to air. Well, we'll just say it's Friday night. Happy birthday to my wife.
Yes. Happy birthday to Miss Kyle Waller.
Yes.
Well, Mrs. Kyle Waller.
Yeah, the Mrs. or some would say the Mister. It just depends on what day she's wearing the pants. Okay. But yes, happy birthday to my wife. She is the rightful young age of 21 all over again. Okay.
Happy birthday on Friday the 5th, even though we're recording this on Thursday the 4th.
Yes.
But you guys will be seeing it tomorrow.
Yes.
Or listening in the case of Apple. Tomorrow, Friday the 5th.
So those of you who know my wife, go over and wish her a happy birthday. I'm sure she would be greatly appreciative. So
yes.
Just how
so. That being said, back to your point, your question, your comment was to introduce the guest, and today we are having James. And James, I'll apologize in advance because I'm probably going to say this incorrectly, but James Meurer. How did I do? Meurer. Okay.
You're fantastic. A lot of people miss that first R. So.
Yep.
Because I was going to say Maurer, but
where'd the A come from?
I've heard it said that way. But how are you guys this evening?
Oh man, we're
excellent.
Well, okay, I'm great. I can't speak for him. I mean, for those who are listening right now, Jason has this festive mohawk. It's a very red and green. But those of who know Jason in person know that he's festive already. Okay, so.
Oh, I'm as festive as they get. I'm so festive. Here we go. I'm so festive. I have my bah humbug.
Yeah, he's got a
Santa
bah humbug.
hat.
Look at that. He's ready for the holidays.
You know why I chose to wear this hat today, Kyle?
Why is that, sir?
Because it's the first time I'm wearing a Santa hat yet this year.
All right.
Well, that's not quite true. I did wear one the other day when we were cutting the Christmas tree down with the kids. But I wore this one because I knew we'd be on the show today. And it says bah humbug. And anybody who knows me knows that I am the exact opposite of that.
That is true.
But as the holidays approach, for a lot of people, it's a tough time of year.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, it is.
If the holidays are coming up and if you are struggling, please reach out to somebody. There's always someone to help somewhere.
Yeah. So speaking of struggles and things of that nature, James, go ahead and introduce yourself to the masses. Let everybody know on Apple and on YouTube, on Facebook, who you are, and then we'll just jump right into your story.
Not a problem. So my name is James Meurer. And my struggles are happening still sometimes. And it is hard because I know prior we had talked a little bit about me being kind of alienated from my child, my son. So I struggle with that a lot still. But the biggest struggle with mental health when it really became a big picture for me was when I lost my wife and me and her separated into divorce because of a choice I had made. Took me a very long time to come to acceptance that a lot of it was my choices that led to it. And so it went kind of downhill. Mm-hmm. And like I said, as of today, we kind of discussed, like, I'm finally okay being around alcohol, seeing alcohol, being around people drinking. But I did kind of slip down a hole when the separation first started and drank very, very heavily.
Now,
It was
if you don't mind me asking, or if you don't mind sharing, what was it? What were the troubles that led to the demise of the relationship? You don't have to share if you don't want to, but I mean, maybe there's somebody that's going through what you went through, that would probably benefit
it
from.
was communication.
All right.
Communication was the biggest issue for me. I didn't know how to properly communicate what I needed. And so that inevitably led to me making a decision of more so talking to somebody that was kind of giving me what I needed without me saying it.
All right.
So, and
It's,
that
I mean,
is,
that's the thing. We all have those struggles. I've had those struggles.
mhm,
It's everybody. At one point in your life, communication. If you don't communicate with your loved one or even with your friends, and let them know what's going on in your life, or to say, hey, I need more attention, or hey, I need this. Then I mean, yeah, there is a probably a percent chance that you could make the wrong decisions if you know what I'm talking about. So
and I did. I
yeah,
made the wrong decision. And so makes it hard because we have a little girl together.
right.
So I do see my little girl a lot, though. I see her a lot more than I have my son,
Oh yeah.
and
So
everything. So,
how's the co-parenting going then? I mean, that's because that's I can speak from my what I went through in my life, with my son. Of course,
mhm,
divorce wasn't involved because I was never married to my son's mom. But how's
yeah,
how's the co-parenting going with your ex and because you have to try to stay on the same page with raising a
yeah.
kid. You know.
It is difficult. Um, I have made a lot of progress in my mental health per se, understanding more of my emotions, my feelings, being able to pronounce them a little bit better and all that. So it's still rough because I do feel like she does have remorse still toward me.
Uh,
So it feels like she's still kind of holding a grudge toward me. So it makes it difficult at times, but for the most part, we do see pretty eye to eye.
have you ever sat down like with a counselor or a mediator just to try to understand each other? Because I mean, yeah, it's
No, we have not.
I mean, I'm not saying that one should or one shouldn't. That's just something that you should decide. Uh,
Hmm.
but like most people, if you have been married and you have kids together, or even if you have dated, you have kids together. Once you separate, like life doesn't stop right there. Raising that
Yeah.
kid doesn't stop right there. So
Hmm.
I mean that might be something that you might want to look into. Even not just for her, but maybe for your own mindfulness. To say, hey,
Eventually, I myself personally am in a spot that I'm okay with that, but I
yeah,
don't think she is.
no,
So
there's just too much there that she's holding on to. That, and I get
it
it.
feels like it at times. Yeah.
Resentment is a big thing. You know, it's it's something that a lot of us carry on in our lives, but you have to learn how to move on from that. You have to learn how to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you have to learn how to accept the things the way they are, because nobody ever wants to accept that. You're a divorced dad or you're a divorced mom. Nobody ever wants to accept that fact.
But
Yeah.
Kyle, I
Especially,
don't know if resentment and acceptance are necessarily tied to each other.
they're
You can
not.
accept that things are what they are,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean
Hmm.
you can't hold resentment over the person or people that
Yeah.
did what they did to put you in the place you're at. So
Yeah.
That's true.
acceptance is almost easier. Overcoming resentment's a lot harder because
Hmm.
that's in
Oh
here.
yeah. It's
Acceptance
it's
is here.
it's easy. It's easier to accept.
Hmm.
I mean, because anybody can accept anything. As it's been shown lately. Where it's easier to accept what a person does. And then on down the line, there comes that resentment. I don't, like for instance with me and my child and his mom.
Mm-hmm.
There's no resentment there with her because unfortunately she passed away. And she passed away with cancer. So that there's that acceptance part of I had to accept it for what it is, and I accept it for what it is now, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good for you as a single father that you're still able to have that relationship with your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe one day you'll even get to have that relationship with your son,
Yeah. And with my son, I do periodically still reach out. He still knows I'm there. Like I either reach out to him through Discord or I reach out through him through his telephone number, even though I don't ever get a text back or anything. I still let him know, hey, I'm here.
How
You're
old
with
is
me.
he?
You're just he's 16.
All right,
So he's on the older side.
all right, so he's at the age to where he can make the decision whether or not he wants to talk to. So
Yeah, and so I'm not pushing it on him, but
yeah,
I say, hey, bub, I'm still here. I miss you.
yeah.
I love you. I don't know. I still don't know what I did for him to quit talking to me. That's what I'm still trying to figure out. But, I've come to the acceptance. He's old enough. He needs to learn that even if this is a choice, there's still going to be consequences to the choices.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to look at it as a teaching experience for him. Like, hey, I'm choosing not to talk to my dad, but my dad's still choosing to reach out. Like
Mhm.
he's still showing me he's there. So, and he knows I love him, hopefully.
And that's one of those things is that you never want to give up on trying, um,
Hmm.
because maybe one day he'll reach out to you, and then
Yeah.
at that time he can say, hey, this is what was going on in my life at this period of time to where I didn't feel like I could reach out, and
Hmm.
I mean that's hard for kids, especially when you're a teenager, because teenagers like to do what teenagers like to do, they
Yeah.
they get to that rebellious stage, they get to that stage to where they don't feel like they need mom or dad, and that might be the stage in his life, with what he's gone through, that he might be holding on to that, and that's
It,
and that's hard for a kid who's went through seeing a mom and dad separate, so he's probably got that in the back of his mind that he doesn't feel
Yeah.
like that he probably is like, well, I don't feel like I'm good enough because mom and dad separated, so there probably still is that going on, but never lose hope that he'll reach out, because I've seen it happen,
And to me, that when that day happens, that all that pain will be worth it, because it
Yeah,
does hurt when you reach out and you don't get an answer or anything. It hurts every single time.
I
Yeah, you get used to it, but it still hurts.
yeah. Well,
so
I can tell you right now that what you're going through is something that I myself am going through. My son's not 16. He's 9. He'll be 9 in January. Um, and the communication has been lackluster, because he's 9, so he does what he wants to do. And
Mhm.
and the way I look at it is that when he's ready to talk, he'll contact me, you know. But so I can empathize with you with what you're going through. It hurts. It hurts as a father, and I'm sure
Mhm.
Jason's been through this.
I've been through the exact same thing on both sides of it.
Yeah.
So my son, during my divorce, I probably went 2 years barely ever seeing him or speaking to him because I don't want to say why because I don't want to make accusations about anybody that are unfounded, but
Yeah.
he was sympathetic. Let me just say, he was sympathetic to my ex-wife and took everything out on me. And that's okay. I can be the whipping post because I know in time, as he gets older and as he matures and as he really starts to look at everything in a bigger picture and put the pieces together, that he'd come back around. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Always happens that way. And I saw the exact same thing on the other side of the equation, where my new wife's two daughters, which are my stepdaughters, one of them had no relationship with their biological father. The other one took a very sympathetic stance to her biological father and took it out on me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, in a young child, I was the guy trying to take the place of her dad, at least in her mind. So I was on the shit end of that stick for many years. And as she's gotten older, this was 12 years ago when I first met their mother. 12 years later, her and I are absolute best friends because I didn't tell her bad things about her father because that's inappropriate. I didn't try to manipulate her because that's inappropriate. I sat there, I took it, and I took it, and I took it, and I was just a good father for her, regardless of how I was treated. But she has come 150% full circle back again. And it's moral of the story is from both sides, they always come back.
Yeah.
You just have to wait. And the harder and the longer the process is, and the more you struggle, the more the reward is worth it.
I'll tell you, like you were talking about Christmas earlier, Jason, and I can attest to this. This time of year is one of the hardest times for me as a father, and I'm sure with James it's the same thing. With not knowing will they reach out, and of course you want them to be there to celebrate the holidays with you, and they're not, and I'm sure our listeners and people that watch this can probably empathize with this. Is that what? Don't give up on it, because like I said, when it's time, he'll turn around and he'll reach out, and it'll be one of the best times in your life. When my little boy gets older and he wants to know what went on in his life, he'll reach out and I'll get to tell him. So like that's what never lose hope on anything. I think a lot of people tend to give up really easy, because what's the easiest thing to do? The easiest thing is to give up and not try and not continue to hold on to that hope. The easiest thing is to just let it go and forget about it. And I think that's where a lot of people, they struggle with that, because that's their answer. That's why you have a lot of people that try to commit suicide, especially around this time of year, because people, they lose that hope, and they don't think that there's an end in sight that's worth it, So it's just one of those things to where, like, nobody should ever give up on hope with anything, whether it be a loved one or a friend. People can always change, and those changes can happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's and when it does, it's a great thing. So
that's definitely one thing I've learned. I've learned to hope again.
Yeah.
In this past year, when I was in one of the toughest times, which is basically when I was homeless. I had to cut my mother and my father and my sister. So basically my whole actual blood family, I had to cut out of my life because of some issues that were going on. And it was the best decision for me and my children to step away from it.
Yeah.
And so I haven't even spoken to my parents in months right now. But when I went to my high school reunion, I got into contact with some old friends and everything. And one of them's actually been there for me a lot lately. And I'm very thankful for that. I found God again in this last year. So I get to start my journey, that walk again. Suicide, that like you had mentioned, that was a part of my struggle too. I did go in and out of wanting and having plans and everything of doing it, but never following through completely with it.
Well, that's because somebody was watching out, buddy. You know,
Hmm.
I'm a 3-time suicide survivor, and I know that, and that's why I carry. You can't really see it, but I have a semicolon tattoo right here. Okay, and
Hmm.
that's why I have this tattoo, is because those 3 times didn't work. And Jason can attest to this with his daughter. And the struggles that he's been through with her, and her journey with that. I think that there's always a higher power watching out over us. And like with you, the reason why you didn't go do it is because your higher power said nope, not today. And I think that's like for me, my higher power said nope, not today. You still have more life to live. Even though you
Hmm.
don't feel like at times you might not have a purpose, you still have more life to live to discover that purpose in your life. So
Hmm.
I truly believe that. So I mean, kudos for you for not going through with it. I mean, it's
It's
hard,
still a struggle
hard.
here and there, but
Yeah,
I've had a good group of friends by my side through this whole struggle. A group of guys that I gamed with for many, many, many years, and they have become family, and they've been there for me step by step. They've watched
so,
my daughter grow up. They love seeing her when I've got her.
yeah.
They've been there through hell and high water, and they're always there. They're there just every day. I hop on, I bullshit with them, I talk with them. We've met 2 times, I believe, so far in person. This year, our vacation was kind of messed up, but we usually try to meet up every year. So
Well, that's good.
it,
Because um, family doesn't have to be blood related. You know, as much as
that
Jason,
I've learned the hard way.
as much as Jason doesn't want to hear this, I consider him family. Okay, now he might be a distant cousin,
La 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 la
but
la la
but
la la la
I know that I can go to Jason with anything, and he'll listen, or he'll act like he's
Absolutely.
Mhm.
You
or
can
he'll act
come
like
to
he's
me
listening.
for anything, Kyle, and I guarantee you I won't laugh at you till you're done.
And vice versa. I mean, I'll probably laugh at you while you're telling me. It's okay, But I think that a lot of people need to see that is that family isn't just blood. You know, I have
Yeah.
I have a big family outside of my family. You know, um, I like you and like Jason, we all have that group of friends to where we know we can go to when the shit gets tough. And trust me, I'll go to my friends before I will my family. You know, because I don't want to hear what my family tells me. I'd rather hear what my friends tell me, even though it's the same thing. It's just a different twist. It's like people need to realize that family is not just blood related. You know, so it's
Like
also
even when they wouldn't know how to say or what to say or anything, they were always there as an ear, and they would
yeah,
listen.
and
And sometimes that's all you need.
uh,
That's for
and you
sure.
might not want to hear it, okay, but then again, after it's all said and done, and they say what they say, you're like, damn, I didn't want to hear that, but I could totally relate, or
Mhm.
that's totally useful in what I want my life to be right now, you know.
Yeah.
So
And
which
then
is
you've always got that one friend that just sends you random memes saying, "Hey, I know you're still there, and I know you're watching these."
I have I have a friend in my life, Sean and Andrea Glender, who are friends of the podcast. Andrea, every single morning, will send me some type of motivational meme, right?
Mhm.
And just because she knows I see it, and some I've shared out, and sometimes I'll comment back to her and be like, you know what, that was totally what I'm in, what I'm dealing with right now, what I'm feeling right now, you know. So it's great to have those friends, like it's like me and Jason were talking earlier. Uh, this isn't a bearding podcast, but like Jason's having some fun right now with another beard company, and it's great to see that banter between these two different beard companies, because
Mhm.
like everybody in the world needs that. You need those friends that you can go to or that you can banter with back and forth, and have fun, because if this world was all the same, it would be pretty boring, right? It would
Yep.
it would not be that fun of a world if we all believe the same, if we all acted the same, if we all looked the same, if we all ate the same thing, if we all did the same thing. It would be a pretty boring world, So
Mhm.
it's great to have those friends that can be like, hey, you might not respond, but just know that I'm here, just
And
and
that's basically what those memes represent. Like, hey, I'm still here for you if you need me.
Mhm.
and that's
Just
and
like you
that's
shooting that text to your son.
yep, yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
And just like you being present in your daughter's life, I'm sure that there's some days where she's like, I don't want to deal with it, Dad. Like, and you're like, hey,
That's
Dad's here. Like that's
that's
great.
one thing I've looked forward to every time I go and pick her up. I usually pick her up after school at her after school thing, and it's called
Yeah.
Champions. As soon as she knows I'm there, she comes running. I look for that every single time. It puts a smile on my face and it makes me feel so good seeing her act that way, just running toward me. Matter of fact, she's sitting right out in the hallway watching the tablet right now while I do this real quick.
She doesn't have to sit in the hallway. You're
She's
gonna bring her inside.
she is shy. She doesn't like speaking too much, especially when it comes to if she doesn't know you, she's gonna be right behind me, right here, hiding.
which is great.
It's
You know,
intimidating
Mhm.
though,
yes.
standing in front of the camera with our 7 viewers that we have on a good day.
I mean, if I were looking at you and I didn't know you, I would be very intimidating. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, but it's also like kids. I think it's great that she's like that, because there are a lot of kids these days that they're not afraid,
Mhm.
and that's the scary thing about it is that
Mhm.
kids are not afraid, and I
Matter of
think
fact, hold on. Hey, Soph, you want to come in and say hi?
she's probably busy. She's like, I don't want to say
Uh,
hi. She's on her tablet. So things
yeah,
are.
she's watching YouTube Shorts right now, probably.
Hey, you can tell her to look up some Shape and Podcast YouTube shorts. She'll enjoy those.
Hey, she'll see
I'm a
you
very
on
open
YouTube
father,
Shorts this
so
week.
Yeah,
I don't keep too much from
and
her.
when this podcast airs, which it will, she'll be able to look up shorts with her dad on it.
Hmm. Yeah, she was looking forward to it. She thought it was live tonight when I set out when I was gonna hop on with you guys. She was like, "Well, I'll just get on YouTube then."
Well, don't worry.
I
She
was
only
like, "Well, it's not gonna be on there tonight. It'll be aired tomorrow."
yeah,
So,
which is tonight for those people who will view this. So
yeah.
the relationship with your daughter is good. So how are things
Mhm.
in your life at this current moment? How are you feeling?
Good. Um, so going to the reunion and everything, I got in touch with some old friends that actually helped me get not off the streets, because at that time I was actually staying with another buddy, but got me out of his place. So I'm actually renting a room at one of my classmates' parents' house. So I'm not on the streets or in my vehicle or anything like that. So, and it gives me a place to spend time with my daughter. She loves being around here, and just the people that are here are phenomenal. They're
I was gonna say,
fantastic,
how
loving, caring people.
awesome.
They
That's good.
have gorgeous property. So when I just got to go out and ground myself, I can just walk out the back of the house and just go to a pond and sit, you know, build a
Jason's got
bonfire.
rods for you.
Mhm.
My hands
So
are
yeah, it's
like this.
Yeah. Jason can throw you some fishing rods.
but so I'm not on the streets. I'm in a comfortable place. I'm in a caring place, a loving place. I was able to spend Thanksgiving with them, and even with the classmate, she came over, so I saw her kids and everything, and I'm in a good spot. Yeah, I still have my struggles here and there. I mean, we all have our struggles here and there. Like,
Yep.
I'm not nervous, but after 4 years of being at my job at Aldi's, I'm actually transferring stores. So the people I've been around for 4 years, I'm not going to be around no more. So I've got to go and relearn and recreate this family at work. So a little nervous about that, but I'm pretty sure we got this under control.
I mean, it's all the same. You know, they're there. You know, I'm sure once they see how cool you are with your beard, they're like, yeah, we like that guy.
They call me the bearded man at Aldi, so that is one thing I am known for. But it's been great being able to work in a place that they don't force you to trim it or shave it or anything like that. It's been
you're watching
great.
And
just
you're listening. Go to your local Aldi's and look for James. I'm not gonna say which Aldi's he works at because it's no business. But go to your local Aldi's and look for a bearded guy.
I'm switching anyway, so if I told him my original store, I wouldn't be there anyway. So
go to Aldi's and buy groceries. Get his paycheck.
But it's good being in a good spot. But like I said, I still have my struggles here and there. Like with my son, it still kind of gets me in a kind of low point, but not too low to where, you know, those suicidal thoughts come around or anything like that. Like, and then having this hope again, you know, work starting my walk with God and everything again. It's definitely a journey, but it's a journey that I know I need because it has helped me out so much already.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's good.
That's awesome. I think that's amazing that you know you're not letting your challenges in your life stop you from growing and stop you from being a better person. And you know, I'll say this too. You have not only Shape's personal message, you know, but you also have Jason's and my personal message. We've been there where you are with your son. Reach out to us, man. You know, I'm there in a way now, you know, and I can I'll be glad to talk to you, you know. Plus, I only live like, I don't know, 45 minutes away from where you are, I think. So
something like that.
Anytime you need to get away and talk, man, I'm here, you know. And it's good to have those people, you know what I'm saying? So you're not alone in your journey, you know. But besides having the big man upstairs, and besides having your friends on Discord, you're not alone in this journey. So
yeah,
we appreciate you coming on tonight, man. We appreciate you opening up and sharing your story. It's hard to talk about, you know what I'm saying?
It is. And I appreciate you guys having me and giving me the chance to talk about it. So
I think this is a very common story that a lot of guys don't talk about. You know, divorces, unfortunately, half of the marriages and That was a statistic I heard 10 years ago. It's probably higher today. End in divorce. I'm sure there's children involved in a large percentage of those. This is a common thing that I think, people will definitely benefit from hearing your story and knowing that they're not alone in the same struggle that they're going through. So yes, we appreciate you coming on, and we thank you for sharing.
Well, James, before we wrap up, I always like to ask this question. If there's one thing you can say to somebody out there who's going through what you're going through, or just going through anything in life, what's one thing that you can tell them?
If there's one thing I learned, don't be afraid to reach out and talk about it. There will be somebody there that is willing to give you that ear and listen if you need it.
That's right. Well, appreciate it, sir. We appreciate you coming on tonight. I hope you and your daughter and your friends have a great holiday, and like I said, if you ever need anything, reach out to us. We're here for you.
Well, I do appreciate that. And you guys have a beautiful night.
All right, sir.
And you as well, and a great holiday for you and your kids.
You guys too.
All right, James. Have a good night, sir.
Yeah.
That's a good episode, sir. I liked it.
He was a great guest. He's a nice guy. It's sad to hear what he's going through there, but I have faith, and I know you do too, from being in similar situation.
Yep.
It's going to come around.
And I think that it'll resonate with a lot of people who are going through what he's going through right now, especially during this holiday season. So another good episode of Shape the Podcast. Again, we invite you, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you have an Apple iPhone, which a lot of people do, go over to Apple Podcasts and look up Shape the Podcast and give us a like or whatever they do over there on the Apple.
It's just a series of stars, so you can select 1 to 5 stars. But I think you can leave a typed or written review as well.
You can.
But at least, please give us a couple of stars. Help us, since we're new on the platform, build our rating on the platform so we can get pushed out in front of some more people.
And it goes for those who are just looking up mental health podcasts on Apple. If you happen to find us and you like what we're doing, give us a couple of ratings. It doesn't hurt. So, and
of course, back to the YouTube platform, the main platform. We thank you all for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. That means a lot to us to help us grow, to reach more people. Obviously, we don't make anything on this. We're just here trying to help people. So the more people we can reach, the more effective we can be at what we're hoping to accomplish by being here.
That's right. And before we end tonight, I do just need to make one major programming announcement that's going to be happening. That's going to be happening at the beginning of the year. We are switching. We are going from Friday nights to Wednesday night. Right. So it'll still be every other week, but we'll just be bumping it up to Wednesday nights. And we're doing that because on our Fridays, like we're taping this right now, when you see it, Fridays can be a little bit busy in our lives, and in our viewers and our listeners' lives. So we feel that bumping it up to Wednesday nights will help the viewership and the listenership.
And we prefer to do them live. We don't like to do them recorded because I love interacting with the guests in the comments off to the side. It just makes it more overall. I don't want to use the word interactive, but interactive.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And it's good to see people that watch it. I like that, and like I said, the interactions are great. Because we do have those interactions with people. But 2 weeks, I don't know if we're gonna have an episode or not.
So 2 weeks from now would be the
19th.
Saturday, the week before Christmas, correct? We don't have anybody lined up yet, but we got 2 weeks to go, so you never know what may happen.
There is something that I want to talk about, and it might be the episode. But this time of year, a lot of people have time with seasonal depression, so to speak. Because you don't get the sunlight, and daylight's very minimal. So that might be one of those episodes that we talk about that, and it might just be me and Jason, talking about the past year of our lives and the past year of this podcast. But hopefully we'll see you all in 2 weeks on the 19th. And again, we thank you for listening and following along. So with that, have a great night, everybody. And if you need anything, reach out, talk to somebody, because this world is better with you in it than without.
Mm-hmm.